Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So I don't know if you guys saw the video that I made of the Australian Olympic breakdancer known as Raygun, who decided to, well, if you saw her performance in the Olympics, it really did make a huge mockery of Australia. We've got Stephen Bradbury, known as doing a Bradbury, and now we've got Raygun. She went crazy viral for her ridiculous performance in the Olympics, and the kangaroo became also really famous. And recently, she went after and threatened a Australian comedian for, well, putting on a musical called Raygun the Musical. And her legal team, Raygun's legal team, decided to go after this Australian comedian and shut down the musical. Why? Well, it seems to me that Raygun was rather petty and doesn't want her name or her likeness or what she did to be made fun of, even though she's already done a great job at that herself, like the comedian said in the video. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, Raygun has revealed why her lawyers decided to shut down the musical tribute to the Olympian story. You know, it's like I was blindsided by this. I didn't know that it was going on. And when I finally knew that it was going on, I'm going to shut it down. And you know what? It really sucks. So have a watch of Raygun, in her own words, share why she decided to shut down the musical. She didn't really give an actual explanation, but she just said that the musical was going to damage her brand and relationships were lost. And it really sucks that she had to close it down close to the launch. Yeah, let's have a watch.
Raygun here. I just wanted to say a few words about this Raygun the musical. So the first we heard of it was last Friday, when it was a story in the Sydney Morning Herald and on Channel 7 News. We were totally blindsided by this, and unfortunately the blowback was quick. People assumed that we had developed it, that we had approved it, and it damaged many relationships, both personal and professional. So this is why my management and legal team had to work so quickly to shut the musical down. So it was really unfortunate that the show had to be cancelled so close to the launch. I know the artist would have put a lot of work into it, and that really sucks.
So Raygun says that she was blindsided by this comedy musical. She didn't know that it was going on, and apparently there was a great deal of blowback. I don't know what kind of blowback she's talking about, but to be honest with you, I think it's rather interesting how she said that relationships were lost, and she only found out about it on 7 News, and the people started going after her, apparently, saying that she produced it. And I don't think people were thinking that at all, because Stephanie Broadbridge, the comedian that put on the show, or was going to put on the show, has a name everywhere. So I don't believe for 1 second that people were going to go, hang on a minute, why is a comedian making this show and acting in it and doesn't have your, like, saying, oh, Raygun produced this, Raygun is actually part of this? I don't think that at all. Like, she didn't promote it as that. She promoted it as her own musical, tributing your likeness, because you were the one that actually decided to make a mockery of all of Australia on a global stage at the Olympics. So it's your own damn fault, Raygun. Like, it's amazing to me how you've got like this petty individual that probably doesn't want to see any of what she did. I think it was just like a reminder of how bad of a performance it was, and how like you went viral for this reason that everyone is just mocking you now, because it's just actually ridiculous. Like, you could have gone and done things properly, but you chose not to. You decided to do something completely different. You said that you put your heart and soul into it, and the rest of Australia is going, what the hell? Like, that ain't breakdancing. you can see lots of other Australians are way better at breakdancing or breaking, whatever you want to call it. Same with the US and same with many other countries like Brazil, for goodness sake. Like, and you? Ah, what in the world was that? Anyway, so her lawyers had to act quickly. And she goes, it really sucks that we had to close it down so close to the launch. Now, I'm personally on the comedian side with this. I don't think it is right for you to go after a comedian. We have freedom of speech in this country, and she's not really doing anything to defame Raygun at all. Like, so I don't know really how the lawyers they went after the venue, and obviously the venue closed things down. But what reasons were they going to give from a legal perspective that the comedian was doing wrong? Now, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't really know, but well, it's rather interesting to me how the lawyers went straight to the venue and not really to the comedian. But they've seemingly gone after the comedian because they went after the venue and closed down the venue. And now the comedian's stuck going, I need to refund all tickets. So the comedian's lost money and Raygun has just gone, I don't care. It really sucks. It's so terrible because I was blindsided by this. I didn't know it was going on. Like, how could you not know that it was really going on? It was promoted everywhere. Like, so many people knew this was going on. Anyway, so Rachel Raygun has broken her silence on why she and her lawyer shut down a comedian's attempt to pay musical tribute to her now legendary moves at the Paris Olympics. Yeah, legendary is a good word for it. In a video posted on Instagram on Friday, Raygun revealed that she had trademarked her name and famous kangaroo silhouette pose. How in the world are you going to trademark a pose? How does that, like, that's what I mean. Like in the last video that I made, I pointed this out. Like, how can you trademark a actual animal? So how can you actually trademark a kangaroo pose? Like, does that mean if I do the kangaroo pose, you're going to come after me and sue me? Like, that's ridiculous. Oh, because on a global, well, somewhat of a stage that you're going to be making money from. Like, how in the world do you get away with this? I don't understand. I really don't. To block third parties from snatching her fame for her own commercial purposes. Are you kidding me? Like, this person is that petty, people, that petty that she's trying to. It's because it's famous. So apparently Raygun is famous for making the kangaroo famous or the pose because it was at the Olympics, and now she can trademark it. Now anyone that uses it is apparently going to get sued by Raygun. Are you just, whoa. Yes, I've trademarked my name and my now famous kangaroo silhouette pose, which is being used in just about every piece of Raygun merch out there, which I'm not profiting from, by the way. What the? So you want to profit from the kangaroo pose that you did at the Olympics, and you're upset that you're not making money because somehow the kangaroo pose got famous at the Olympics, because really what you're doing was mocking Australia on the global stage. Like, this to me is like, whoa. And the reason we did that is because we were notified there were applications from other parties trying to trademark my name and image for commercial purposes. I mean, totally wild. Man, I don't know much about trademarking things, but if you can trademark a kangaroo pose or just any kind of pose, I mean, I understand trademarking your name, but trademarking a pose that you've done from a dance and then using, like, creating merch from that, I don't see how you can really do that and how you can get away with it. But I guess in Australia, you can trademark literally anything now. Comedian Stephanie Broadrich was scheduled to perform a tribute to Raygun in Sydney tomorrow, but Raygun's lawyers issued the venue with a letter threatening legal action. This goes to show you everything. Miss Broadbridge said Miss Gunn's lawyers had said the show might damage their client's brand. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. On Instagram, Raygun talked about it. How she had trademarked her name. Yep, we know that. It in no way mimics Aboriginal dance. She said, adding the moves were inspired by Australia's Olympic mascot, Big K, the boxing kangaroo. Well, if they're inspired by the Australian Olympic mascot, the boxing kangaroo, how are you then able to trademark it for your own purposes? Doesn't BK deserve all of the profits that you make from your so-called trademark? Because you're trademarking his likeness. This is just... Here she goes. I wanted to represent and celebrate that spirit. Yeah, sure you did. Okay. My goodness me. This is just a ridiculous story. It is really unfortunate that the show had to be cancelled so close to the launch. I know the artist would have had to put in a lot of work into it, and that really sucks. Had we known about it sooner, there could have been different outcomes. Like what? Stephanie Broadbridge does the show and all the profits go to Raygun? Mate. She said she had been offered big money to appear on reality TV shows, but she was not about that. So we'll just go after the comedians that want to pay tribute to your famous dance now. Like, remember, also, there is a person behind all this with her family and friends and who, until a few months ago, nobody had even heard of. She said, well, it's your own fault, really, for wanting to go to the Olympics, and your dance moves became famous because it was just like Australians are going, that's the best we've got. It's just ridiculous. Like, so anyway, that is my take on the whole matter. I just can't believe that she did what she did. Number one, the dance, but number two, trademarking a pose that she did at the Olympics. That is an Australian thing. Like, so, the whole thing's just nuts. Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care. Be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.